I set up hidden cameras at home and saw my wife doing things I couldn't believe. My name is Marcus Hill. I am 38 years old. I work as a project manager in a construction firm. I grew up believing in family loyalty, honesty, and building a peaceful home. I have been married for 8 years to my wife Eva. Eva is 33. She works as a fitness instructor and sometimes a part-time model. When people see us together, they always say we look like a perfect couple. Successful man, beautiful wife, a picture-perfect life. But a picture is only a picture. It never shows the cracks hiding behind the smile. And behind Eva's smile was the biggest betrayal of my life. Before I start the story, let me tell you one thing. I never believed in checking my partner's phone. I never believed in spying. I always trusted her. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I gave trust to someone who only wanted attention from the whole world. Not loyalty. This story begins on a regular Wednesday evening. I came home around 7. Tired, dusty, just wanting food and a shower. But Eva acted different. She was dressed too nicely for someone staying home. Tight gym clothes, hair done, perfume, and she kept smiling at her phone like a teenager. When I asked if everything was fine, she said she was just talking to her clients. But she kept turning the screen away. That same night, she refused to sit with me on the couch. She stayed in the bedroom with the door slightly open. And every time I walked past, I heard her typing fast. Whispering, pretending to laugh at something on her phone. Something in my chest felt heavy. A warning, but I pushed it away. Because love makes you blind. Especially when you want the person to be exactly who you think they are. 2 days later, I came home early. And that was the moment my world turned upside down. I walked into the living room. Eva was not there, but on the dining table were 2 wine glasses. One half full, one with lipstick marks, and the house smelled like a man's cologne. Not mine. A fresh heavy scent, the type used by men who want to announce their presence even after leaving. I stood still. My heart pounded. I felt like the walls were closing in. I asked her about it that night. She laughed. She said her friend visited. A female friend. But then she hesitated. She bit her lip, and avoided my eyes. Eva never avoided eye contact. Something was wrong. Very wrong. That night I could not sleep. Every time Eva breathed next to me, my mind replayed the 2 wine glasses. The cologne. The lies. So the next morning, while she was at the gym, I went to the store. And I bought a full set of hidden cameras. Small, wireless, silent, easy to hide. I felt like the worst husband for even thinking of spying on her. But something inside me whispered that I needed the truth. I installed one behind the bookshelf in the living room. One in the kitchen lights. One facing the front door. One in the hallway. I did not install any in private areas. Only the common areas. I wanted the truth, not humiliation. For 3 days nothing happened. She behaved normal, warm, loving, laughing, almost like she could sense that I was suspicious. Like she was playing a role. Then came the 4th day. The day that broke me. I was at work when my phone buzzed. Motion alert detected. Living room. I opened the camera feed. What I saw first seemed normal. Eva was home. She wore a long cream dress. Casual. Beautiful. But she kept looking at her phone over and over. Like she was waiting for something. Or someone. 15 minutes later the door opened. A man stepped inside. Tall. Muscular. Wearing a black jacket. And the moment Eva saw him she ran to him. She hugged him. Not a friendly hug. A lover's hug. Then they kissed. Not a short kiss. Not a confused kiss. A passionate kiss. A kiss that belonged to 2 people who had been doing this for a long time. I dropped my phone. My hands shook. My chest burned. Everything inside me collapsed. 8 years of marriage. 8 years of loyalty. And this is what she was doing behind my back. I picked up the phone again. I forced myself to keep watching. I needed everything. Every lie. Every detail. They sat on the couch. She held his hand. She rested her head on his shoulder. She called him baby. She said she missed him. She said she hated lying to me. She said she would leave me once she got financially stable. My breath stopped when she said that. So all this time, she was using me, waiting for her moment to walk away. And then I saw something that cut deeper than the cheating. She opened the drawer and took out the savings envelope. The money I had been putting aside for our future. For a house. For our child one day. She handed it to him. And she smiled. She said she wanted to support him because he was struggling. He laughed and said he loved easy money. I felt a pain in my stomach that no knife could match. She was not only cheating. She was funding her lover with my hard work. My sweat. My dreams. I could not breathe. I turned off the feed. I walked outside. I sat in my car. I cried. I had not cried in years. But that day I broke. Completely. For the next 3 hours I drove around the city. No music. No talking. Just thoughts. Pain. And a fire building inside me. A fire called revenge. Not the childish revenge, but the revenge a man takes when everything he built has been destroyed by the one person he trusted the most. When I returned home I acted normal. Eva smiled at me. I smiled back. Inside I felt dead, but I had a plan forming. A plan that required patience, coldness, and silence. For the next week I pretended everything was fine. I was extra kind, extra calm. I cooked for her. I bought her flowers. I asked about her day. And all the while she kept lying. Smiling. Sneaking around. Thinking she was smarter than me. Thinking she had me wrapped around her finger. But she did not know that every meeting, every visit, every stolen kiss, every time her lover came into my house, it was all recorded. Every second, every word, every betrayal. Then the day came when I put my plan into action. It was a Saturday morning. Eva said she was going to meet a client. Of course that was a lie. So I told her I had an office meeting. That was also a lie. But she believed it. She left the house happily, not knowing that this day would be the end of everything she built on lies. As soon as she left, I transferred all our joint account money into a new account under my name only. It was legal. It was allowed. I was the primary earner. I closed all credit cards linked to my name. I collected all the camera footage. I organized it carefully. Then I called her parents, her best friend, and 2 of our closest friends. I told them I wanted to show them something. Something important. I asked them to meet me at the house in 2 hours. They all agreed, curious, confused, not knowing what storm was coming. When they arrived, I sat them in the living room. I did not speak much. I just said they needed to see this. Then I played the footage. The messages. The hugs. The kisses. The money being handed over. Her lies. Her betrayal. Everything. The room fell silent. Faces turned pale. Her mother cried quietly. Her father stared at the floor. Her friends covered their mouths in shock. Then Eva walked in. She froze. Her eyes widened. She saw everyone staring at her. She saw the footage on the screen. She saw herself cheating, laughing, using me. And for the first time in years she looked scared. Truly scared. She whispered my name. She said she could explain. She tried to run to me. I stepped back, calm, cold, done. I told her the simple truth. Eva, I loved you with everything I had. But you destroyed everything. You burned this marriage for your own pleasure and greed. There is nothing left to say. You made your choices. Now face the consequences. She cried. She begged. She fell on her knees. She said it was a mistake. She said she loved me. She said she was confused. But I had watched the recordings. I had heard her words. She never loved me. Only the comfort I provided. Only the stability. Only the money. I walked to the door. I opened it, and I told her she had 30 minutes to leave the house. Everything in the house was bought by me. Paid by me. Built by me. So she had no right to take anything except her clothes. Her parents tried to defend her. I told them to take her with them. No screaming. No drama. Just the truth. She cried harder. But tears do not heal betrayal. Tears do not erase cheating. Tears do not rebuild trust. She packed her things. She left. And as soon as she stepped outside, I closed the door. Slowly, calmly, finally. 2 days later I filed for divorce. With full evidence. The lawyer said it was one of the clearest cases he had seen. The court granted me everything. The house, the savings, and freedom. Sweet freedom. Eva tried contacting me for months. From different numbers, different emails, apology after apology. But once a heart is shattered, it never rebuilds the same shape. Today I am healing, growing, learning. I am not bitter. I am wiser. I am not angry. I am free. My revenge was not violence. Not rage. It was truth. Exposing her. Removing her. Walking away with dignity. That is the greatest revenge a betrayed man can take. And if you are ever in a situation where your heart tells you something is wrong, listen to it. Trust your instincts. And protect your soul. Because betrayal hurts. But losing yourself hurts more. This was my story. I am Marcus. And I survived the storm. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And tell me, what would you have done if you were in my place?